Okay, so how's everybody doing out there? My name is Melvin Isaac. I'm a professional artist and a certified Bric Arts Medium community producer. So right now I'm here with an extinguished guest, and I want to introduce her so she can tell you who she is. So you tell us who you are.
Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Pierjean,
Hmm.
and I am the founder of Visually Painting Gems, LLC. I am an emerging Haitian American artist,
Mm, great,
and
great, great.
I am also a licensed master's of social work. So essentially, going to grad school kind of promoted self care.
Hmm.
They really um, encouraged us to find something that we love,
Yeah.
to take care of ourselves, because work can be hard and life is hard. So I always love art as a child. I was always coloring. In junior high, my parents offered me to go to an art class.
Mhm.
We used mostly acrylic. So when I was thinking about what could I do to take care of myself and something that I loved, I recognized art was something I could circle back to. And a friend of mine bought me a set, and here I am today, still painting. So
Mhm.
I'm very grateful for the journey that life has kind of took me through, and reminded me some of the passions that I've had as a kid. I think one of the quotes that really inspired me to start my art business was to remember your inner child and what those dreams and hopes were for your inner self. And I always wanted to be an artist as a kid.
Mhm.
And so I'm really happy to be able to do that today as an adult.
Great, great, great. So now y'all have it from Victoria. What was your last name again?
Pierre Jean.
Pierre Jean. So there y'all have it for an extended guest, a great artist, and she was talking about her background, a little bio about it, and I think that's great. So what we want to do now, so this way everybody will understand it, she has a lot of different paintings that we're going to be showing in the background, and each one of them she's going to be talking about that particular painting. So stay tuned, don't go nowhere, and we're gonna get back to Victoria in 1 second.
Right. So this piece is called The Aesthetic Beauty of a Black Woman. It is a 16 by 20, and I was inspired by a friend of mine who is a fashionista, for the best way I can describe it. And I really loved the nature that she had in the background, the jewelry, and just the idea of how beautiful a Black woman can be, resting as well. I think that's something that we're always on the go every day. And to be able to bask in the sun and rest and be in that beautiful moment in nature, I think is really important. And I wanted to capture that in this piece. So this is entitled Agoje. It was inspired by the movie Woman is King with Viola Davis. And as I was doing some research into the movie, I found that the Dahomey tribe um, was a part of the um, Haitian Revolution. And one of the women, her name was Abdara Toyo Manoto, but they also called her Victoria. So I was inspired by the fact that one of the women from the Dahomey tribe was coined as an aunt for one of the founding fathers of Haiti, Jean Jacques Dessalines, and she fought in his army during the Haitian Revolution. So I really wanted to capture all those pieces of inspiration from the Dahomey tribe, from Victoria Monato, and from the Woman King. And this is also a 16 by 20 acrylic. So this piece is very special to me. It is one of the first pieces I made that really solidified me feeling like I was actually an artist. It is an 18 by 24, which was one of the biggest canvases I've ever started on. And it was inspired by my time as a healthcare worker during COVID in the hospital during 2020. And I wanted to highlight the code switching that often happens with people of color, who we are before work is not who we are after work. And both sides have different meanings. On the black and white, I wanted to highlight facts about BIPOC experiences. And as a former student, I always will cite my sources. So one of the first quotes was highlighting the fact that Black women now, during childbirth, die are more likely to die than they did back in slavery. And that was a quote from the CDC. And I wanted to highlight that as a Black person, we will have multiple experiences, and not everyone will be privy to the experiences that we have. The other part of the black and white I wanted to highlight was that racism creates health disparities that the algorithm ignores. And I created this piece in 2021, not knowing how AI would be taking off. And I think being able to highlight how technology and racism and interacts is something that's important to talk about. Um, and as you can see, even on the black and white side, her hair is straightened. So I feel in certain areas we may have to adjust ourselves as people of color to fit a certain level of expectation. Uh, and this can be kind of heavy. So on the other side, I wanted to highlight the regality that Black people have and people of color. And so I was inspired by a lot of the Black authors that I read as a child. And one of the quotes is by James Baldwin. And I think as an artist, it's really inspired me. It says, imagination creates the situation, and then the situation creates the imagination. It may, of course, be the other way around. And I feel that we may be inspired by situations in our life, and that's what inspired me to create this painting. Um, and another one was by Audre Lorde. Caring for myself is not self indulgence, it is self preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. With all of the political discussions that are going on between affirmative action and Roe v. Wade being uh, overturned, I think it is highlighting that caring for ourselves is important, no matter what that looks like. And unfortunately, it may turn into political warfare, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't stop the fight. This piece is really important to me because during my journey as an artist, um, I was originally painting for myself. And then I had peers encouraging me to do paint nights. And so it started with churches and at work. And it eventually evolved to me partnering with other colleagues of mine. And I was able to partner with the Self Love organization. And we did Valentine's Day paint night, all ladies. And it was such a joyous occasion to be in a room full of women who are looking to heal and support each other and just love themselves. And I was just so grateful for the opportunity and wanted to capture this.
Before I go to the
So, in this piece, I wanted to highlight that we need to accept ourselves and provide ourselves some self comfort. So, you can see her kind of hugging herself at the bottom of the canvas. And this is an 11 by 14, also acrylic. And for me, the message was instead of trying to figure everything out all at once about myself and about the world, just taking the time to meditate and pause. As an emerging artist, one of my themes is to focus on Black love and nature and music and historical figures. So in this picture, it is one of the largest canvas I've ever done. It's three different canvases and it is acrylic. And I wanted to highlight the fact that in each sunrise and sunset is an opportunity for us to love one another. And I love the fact that this couple is just taking the time to honor that moment in time. So this is one of my favorite pieces. It is a 16 by 20 and it is entitled Dizzy the Great. I love Dizzy Gillespie and I was inspired by his song A Night in Tanzania. And when I used to be in jazz band, and once I heard his trumpet, I questioned whether being a saxophone player, tenor saxophone, was the right decision. But I dove into his music and I wanted to just highlight his talent. And I often hear the phrase that Black men aren't giving their flowers. So in a lot of my pieces, I will give Black men their flowers and have flowers in the background. And the roses highlight his residency in New York. And the yellow flowers in the back highlight his state flower of South Carolina. So this piece is entitled Sunshine, and I was inspired by my brother, father of five, and I love the dedication that he has when it comes to his children. And I wanted to also give him his flowers. And sunflowers signify hope, loyalty, and admiration. And I see that often when it comes to Black fathers and their children. And I wanted to highlight the bees to highlight the dedication that bees are hard workers and so are Black fathers. And I think that's not a narrative I hear enough and wanted to highlight that. And even with his arms reaching out, he's protecting his child, but also reaching out for more. And I think that's something I often see my brother and a lot of Black fathers doing, just reaching out for more for themselves and their families to progress. And this piece was actually one of the pieces I created during junior high when my parents allowed me to go to an art class. And it was one of the last pieces I created. Um, and I was so in awe of my ability to do this as a child. And it kind of was one of the things that brought me back to becoming an artist. If I did it once, I could do it again. So this is a 16 by 20 acrylic piece inspired by Malcolm X. I wanted to capture him in a somber light. Oftentimes I've seen him with the AK-47s and really in a volatile light. But in reading his autobiography, there's a chapter where I took this quote. After his pilgrimage from Mecca, his outlook on life really changed. And part of why I picked this quote was to showcase that even if we have directions in life, it's not until we acknowledge being lost that we'll take directions or guidance from others. And I think being able to be in a place to switch directions and switch perspectives is not only what his pilgrimage to Mecca provided. I think that's just an ongoing lesson that we all can have in life. We all can pivot and we all can ask for directions, but we do have to acknowledge where we're going and that we are lost sometimes. This was one of the last pieces that I created as a child, and I remember my teacher helping me blend and the importance of utilizing different colors. And this is kind of my happy space. I remember this being a happy place for me and being able to come back to art as an adult, I think is something that has brought me a lot of peace. So I hope while you guys are watching this, you can kind of remember a childhood space that brought you peace and seeing how that connects to you as an adult today. During my journey back to art, I was painting a lot for myself and I was seeing how could I recreate these techniques of blending and finding the appropriate colors and being able to honor my love for nature. And so I created this and I saw that I could be able to share this gift with the world. And I'm excited that I can do this now today. This was also one of the pieces that I created during my master's, and I really was inspired by Haitian culture, and I wanted to introduce that with the flowers and the drums and the eclectic dress. This piece is really important to me. I was inspired by Louis Armstrong going to Gaza and being able to play with his wife, play for his wife. Um, and this piece is also important to me because it was the first piece that I officially sold as an artist at Tama's Street Fair, which is going on, I believe, from the end of June until the last weekend in September, every Sunday from 12 to 6. And Tama has a special place in my heart, and I'm very grateful for um, the opportunity.
Ready for you.
So this piece is an 18 by 24, and it was inspired by my Haitian heritage. I wanted to combine that, but also my American heritage of being a New York uh, born resident. And so I combined the New York State with the Haiti flag, and I sold this to gentleman, and he's from Canarsie. So I incorporated some Canarsie lingo, but also the Brooklyn Bridge to kind of bridge the fact that we may be waters away, but we're still honoring both of our cultures. This piece was inspired by Nina Simone, and she's one of my favorite artists. I, as a mental health therapist, was very inspired by her ability to share her gift with the world despite her own mental health challenges. And I love the fact that she stuck to her goal of being a classical composer. A lot of the pieces that she created were built on that dream, and I can identify with having a dream that you've had as a child and wanting to have that come to fruition and the work that that takes. This picture, I wanted to highlight the opportunity I was given to partner with Intrinsic Studios, now Eden Arts. It is a dance studio for young women who are aspiring to be dancers, and from ages, I believe, 3 to adulthood, and to be able to share my love for art, and for these young women to share their love for art as well with me was a wonderful opportunity. So this piece was inspired by Haitian Flag Day, which is May 18th, and I wanted to create another piece that honored my heritage and culture. I, in the background, have written the cities and towns of Haiti, and I've kind of obscured it with the gold because, as a Haitian American, some of us might not know where our family might be from, and that might be something that's a little far removed, but us being able to speak the language, eat the food, and just be proud of our culture and the strength that it is withheld as being the first Black independent republic is something that I always want to share with others and am proud of.
Ready.
So this picture was inspired by a friend of mine who is a wonderful mother and has inspired a series that I'm doing on the people that I love and know. I wanted to highlight the love that a mother and child have for each other and the beauty of that and the dedication. And I also think that it's important for me as a Black artist to paint the people that I know and that I see in my community because I love Black people and I love us. And I think being able to share my gift with the community and the people I love is really important.
So I'm gonna, you really inspired me from all the artwork that you were showing in the background, and then you was telling us about the title. why did you do this type of art? I mean, that was very impressive. You're a very, very artistic, a gifted, talented person that I have met. So I want to thank you very much for coming on to this show and sharing your gift and your talent to the audience that's out there. I know they're happy to see you too. So tell us, how can they get back to you? How can they contact you for all this gift and talent that you were sharing? They want to know you more. So how can they get back? Tell us, how would they do that?
So you can reach out to me on Instagram, visually painting gems. Um, and I am also building my website. So hopefully by next month, you can find me on visuallypaintinggems.com. And you can also email me, visuallypaintinggems@gmail.com. So I'm looking forward to hearing from you guys and thank you for watching. And also, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity. I love being able to share my gift and I love sharing it with other artists
Mhm.
just like yourself.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And so this is it for the Artistic Talent Show. Again, my name is Melvin Isaac. You can watch me and you be watching her once we get everything together. And it's be every Monday and Wednesday at 1 a.m., 11 a.m., and again at 4 p.m. And it'd be on channel 68 and 43. So, my extinguished, powerful, artistic, gifted person that presenting herself today is Victoria. Tell us.
Victoria Pierre, and I'm the founder of Visually Painting Gems LLC. Again, you can find me on Instagram, Visually Painting Gems, or emailing me at visuallypaintinggems@gmail.com.
Okay, so that's it. Thank you for coming on to this show, and thank you all for listening. Good night.
Good night.